Hey there, so today we have another review, and this is my first beer from Casey Brewery and Blending, and this is actually from the cellar. So this is actually bottled pretty much 4 years ago. This is from 2015, so this is their Saison. Casey is one of the top-rated Saison slash mixed fermentation breweries in the country. At the time of this, and I'm not quite sure now, but at the time of this, they weren't actually a brewery; they were just blending. So this specifically is inoculated with their house strains. There's sack, there's Brett, there's lacto, all kinds of stuff. And this is their Saison, and it's aged in oak barrels. So really fun stuff. Actually, the individual that traded this with me, I still remember to this day. And that was like 4 years ago. He actually, I guess, like ran a charcuterie shop or something, and he sent me like some delicious meats. So that was really awesome, and so that's really nice of him to send that with the trade. But it's been many years. I guess I never shared this at Bottle Share, and just wanted to get rid of some beers from the cellar, and I'm sharing with you guys. So 4 years. Let's see how it goes. So first off, I noticed it didn't really quite pop, and as I'm pouring it now, I'm not really getting much head on there, but yeah, I guess the cork sort of did its job. I mean, there's still carbonation in there, and so I guess beer should have been protected ideally. But beer has a beautiful kind of deep gold hue to it, a little bit orangey and light, a little bit of sediment coming up, and a little bit head on there, but not much. Let's see, try to get that. Oh yeah, I'm getting a little head on there. Smells quite nice. It has a beautiful kind of like honeyed water kind of texture to it. I mean, it almost smells like a pond, if that makes any sense. Sort of just a little bit of grass, a little bit just like after the rain hits, and it just smells like water and rain, and there's scent in there. But then underneath it smells like wet stones, and it smells a little funky in there. It smells a little dirty. But then there's a beautiful honeyed sweetness underneath it. And then there's a little bit of this like floral thing that comes in there, like geranium or something. And then there's also a little bit of that kind of yeasty thing that comes in. It also smells like yeast. There's tons of stuff going on in this one. It smells slightly tart too. There's a lot of stuff. I'm really excited. Oh, it's quite nice. So this beer is actually not that tart. If anything, it's funky. Wow. Just one of those beers, huh? Just like a lot going on. There's a lime tartness in here. There's like dehydrated pear. It's sort of like the essence of pear without any sweetness. The tartness is not really of a pear, but more of like light citrus and zest. Excuse me. Wow. I'm like trying to gasp for words, and geez, it is bone dry. The carbonation is a little bit to be desired of, but without that carbonation, if anything, it sort of tames down the acidity with a little bit more carbonation. Seemed a little bit more acidic. Lightly tart. It's not as sour as the Hill Farmstead beers. Obviously, then not as sour as your sour beers, but just lightly tart. I'd say it's like a medium minus to light acidity. There is that honeyed sweetness dancing around there. There's like a honeycomb kind of like light biscuits. Honey on biscuit kind of malt thing going in here. The water sort of comes in, like I sort of smelling it. As you take a sip, the water sort of just takes on, and it shows itself as well. That's fun. That's beautiful. Personally, for me, I don't know if it was the issue with the cork. I imagine this beer is supposed to have a little bit more carbonation. If not, that's the only thing I could imagine wanting a little bit more. It is a Saison, and I want it to be a little bit more zingy, and I want it to pair with beautiful cheeses, meats, shellfish, and all that kind of stuff, and salads, and this would just do so well, and it's so beautifully complex. So here right now, it's a little bit more still, and it's actually a great drinking beer, but I also think that it also would just do well with a little bit more acidity in there. Not acidity, but carbonation. Because having it a little bit more still now accentuates the funkiness, and there's like really, like as I smell it, like a funk kind of like dirty sock, almost like not as rancid as garbage, but like there's a little bit of that kind of like rotten fermentation kind of thing dancing in there, sort of like, in the woods when things get wet and there's like wet leaves sort of get like fermented, and it's sort of like funky in there and a little bit dirty and stinky, and but it's got so much going on. This is what a pleasant surprise. I mean, I think this is the kind of beer that a lot of people, a lot of geeks go after, and a lot of brewers specifically are just seeking to make beer this good. And I mean, it's aged gracefully. And I mean, maybe I get a little bit of oxidation possibly because this probably was generously hot, but it's aged gracefully. If anything, I mean, I don't know what it tastes like fresh, but it's probably dulled a little bit. Maybe the only complaint, but the complexity is still definitely there, and maybe I've lost some good carbonation on this one, but I can just keep talking on and on. As for rating, wow, let's go with a 97. 97. This KC Saison. Absolutely amazing. Glad I aged this one. I mean, it tastes great right now. So until next time, guys, cheers. Later.